Hello, and welcome to this trick jumping tutorial on yellow drams. In this video, I will explain what yellow drams are, common problems you might encounter, and finally, both easy and advanced optimizations to go farther. Yellow drams, often abbreviated as YD, were invented by Sunsteel back in 2018 and consist of 1. Throwing and holding out Cappy from a standing position, 2. Ground pounding and rolling, and 3. Long jump and bouncing off Cappy. Let's take a look at the jump Cherry Roof to put it in action. First, start close to the edge. At the beginning, you may need a fair amount of space. As you become more comfortable with the timing, though, the amount of space you need will decrease. Throw out and hold Cappy with Y or X. Then, quickly jump and ground pound. As soon as you land, press X or Y, the one you are not holding, to roll, and finally press A or B to long jump. If you have executed these inputs correctly and fast enough, Mario should bounce off Cappy with a fair bit of speed. The three most common problems are getting a ground pound jump, failing to bounce off Cappy, and not getting any speed from the bounce. If you get a ground pound jump instead of a roll and long jump, that means your roll timing is slightly too early. Practice reacting to Mario landing on the ground to time the input, as opposed to anticipating when he will. This will cause it to be late at first, but over time, it will return to the correct timing. If you long jump towards Cappy, but no bounce occurs, the vast majority of the time, this is because you did not hold out Cappy. Cappy will return to Mario about 1 second after throwing, unless Y or X is held. If you bounce off Cappy, but have no speed, that means that you were not touching the left control stick. Start holding towards Cappy sometime between the ground pound and the long jump starting, and Mario should continue moving. Yellow drams are not just limited to the bounce and additional cap throw and dive, but I would recommend practicing them like that until you are comfortable with the timing. Just like a regular jump, you can perform a homing cap throw in a yellow dram. However, it must be performed after bouncing off Cappy. Otherwise, it would just be a regular long jump. If you want to get a triple throw, make sure to throw Cappy twice before starting the sequence to long jump. This is very useful for yellow drams that focus more on height. Looking at the harder yellow dram clips, you will notice a few things. The first being that in any yellow dram focusing on distance, the bounce is done off a triple throw as opposed to a single throw. Cappy travels a little further in a triple throw, which allows for more distance to be covered than with a single throw. Another common thing is spin pounds. This takes a lot of skill to implement, however, it is faster than waiting to ground pound and can also let you more easily adjust your position between throwing Cappy and where you long jump from. Spin pounds are performed by spinning the stick in at least 2 full circles in some other state. In this case, it will be midair during a single jump, so that Mario will be immediately spinning. From there, it is the same inputs, but there's no ground pound animation, so Mario will descend as soon as L or ZR is pressed. The final thing, which is not as obvious, is edge abuse. On harder yellow drams, you will notice people creeping forward at the very edge or corner and stop when there is a little decrease in height. This allows Cappy to go out slightly further down, and using a motion control cap throw, or MCCT, will further decrease Cappy's height. This allows for slightly more speed on the bounce. The one drawback of edge abuse is that it basically requires spin pounds to be able to consistently execute a yellow dram, since there is absolutely no space to move before rolling off the ledge. So, I would not recommend implementing this until you are extremely comfortable with regular yellow drams. For yellow drams, vectoring is a battle between the angle of the long jump, since long jumps cannot be vectored themselves, and how much speed you can get after the bounce. In general, try to bounce off the edge of Cappy to help get the optimal angles. There are 3 types to consider for the angles to use. The first type is regular distance jumps. If the focus of the jump is on traveling distance, such as yellow pond crossing, you want to throw Cappy about 30 degrees, long jump at about 15 degrees, and as soon as you bounce off Cappy, change to 80 degrees in the other direction. If there is a large drop in height, such as in Pillar Prophecy, you want to use stronger angles. Throw Cappy at about 50 degrees, long jump at about 25 degrees, and as soon as you bounce off Cappy, change to about 70 degrees in the other direction. If the focus is on gaining height, such as Yellow Cheese Vault Assault, then these angles are completely different. Since the triple throw will cut off vectoring early, it is better to throw Cappy at about 25 degrees, long jump at about 15 degrees, and as soon as you bounce off Cappy, change to about 80 degrees in the opposite direction. Thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, feel free to comment down below or ask on the Trickjumping Discord. Have fun jumping!